I would like to start this broadcast off like I always do with a special thank you to our real life truck drivers for keeping our nation supplied. As you will note, I do not have no saying data anymore. I completely erased everything because yesterday people were watching me. Note I had a serious issue in this game. It kept crashing on me, and I'm hoping maybe I fixed it by doing this. Had to do this on another game. Still recovering from that on that game. You're stopping distance. Okay, I think there may be other issues with that. Maybe. The tires, maybe. Huh? But we will see. Again, I gotta test it. I gotta get through the tutorial stuff, then we will try to test it, okay? AKA, I gotta try to make a run over to Osterhaven, back on if it even loads. And why? Because you guys had a playable game. They had a playable game, and it's starting to become unplayable since the patch. I'm just selecting someone that's not gonna matter right now because this is a test run. Yeah, well, I ain't reading all that either. There's no point. I'm doing a test run. Everything's there. Speed limit's there. Everything's there. Okay. That's all. I still know what game trucking on. We will see. Begin test run. Test run. This is our test. But there seems to be a persistent problem if you try to go to Osterhaven or come back from Osterhaven. I want to know that that's still the case. So there's the exhaust. Okay. Well, I might as well be in for a person. I do have to go pick up a trailer. Okay, that might be. I've seen people stop there. Was another issue, but it's just because they're letting someone cross the road. That's a new thing. That's okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah. Go on through, dude. No? I'll let you. Go on. Go on. Give a inch to guy takes a mile. I met the first guy in line. He was there before I got here. I'm both of y'all. So I gotta hook up this trailer. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna make this in third person for a while, guys. Just because again, this is a test run. It ain't a official run. It's a test run. Test and patch 6. If that issue, I did fix that issue. I hope. It worked on my other game, but then again, my other game, the issue was some other reason why it was happening. It was wasn't a pad update or anything. It was due to again, I have serious issues with custom images and stuff. This problem is something else entirely. I don't know. I also want to know that one mission, but that's a different ball game. Some of these issues I expect, but the game's constantly crashing where you can't play. That means they're safe frequently because you never know what's going to happen. Again, the car's still turning clunky. That's kind of something I have to fix. That's on their end. That's an issue. Dude. Wow. Blow it up your tailpipe. I get it. I went a little wide, but. So again, just test running, because yesterday I had to take extreme measures to hopefully fix the issue. It was constantly crashing, so seeing that problem still persisting, or did I fix it? I gotta get past the tutorial stuff first to know. There were some I did finally get around to watching Sedesco's live stream all the way through. There was some talk of stuff that's coming the next patch. I actually like what's coming in the next patch. Hopefully that also includes, or maybe sooner, is fixing issues that may be in the game right now due to this last patch. But one of them is button mapping, which I admit I'm happy for. Would love to see button mapping. And they have talked about, of course, they may add trucks and map expansions. Some of that maybe you may have to pay for, but that's okay because it does help them maintain the game. Of course, right now, that's if the game's playable, I'll keep playing it. If I got where I can't hardly play the game due to the crashing issue, that's an issue because you can't play the game with constantly crashing on you. That's what we're testing, so I can't fix it right now. Again, just gotta do the tutorial stuff, get it out of the way so we go check. Because it's seemed to be when you try to go to Osterhaven, and especially when you try to go there and back, it was doing it. So I don't have no save data whatsoever now on here, except what, well, right now I'll probably be on this when I'm playing on. There's an issue because I couldn't remember where my sensitivity was on my steering, or try to light to where it was at, so it looked maybe something was still not going to adjust because all that was gone, all of that data was gone. But part of it could be what the issue is, because this is what was going on with the AI. Remember, this game had a change in developers midway before it got published, and they were working on the old developers code. Okay, that's good. Okay, I'll take the 90 at least. Not really worried. I do need the money though, because it does now. You made some money. Go spend it. Go fill up your truck. Kind of think it's interesting. Oh, can't forget about that passive. Can't forget about that now. You got XP. Spend it. Which I ain't got no problem doing on that. No clearance. I would fill, but the truck gas issue, I don't see that as a big issue. It's a little low, but it's not empty. It's not that massively empty. Some more to the tutorial. I found it was interesting. I guess he was like me, he knew right where to go, so he was going towards Charlotte. Of course, we're just changing the tutorial system. I gotta do this, or can't progress. Because I need to get him to freedom, so we go. But I know normally I want to do this part like this, but being that's the way I gotta go after this. So you got about 250 there. I'm curious where we'll be at after this little fill up. It's not extremely low, but it's not right. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Oh, I swear this caught something that you messed me up on. Out of cabin, should be both. Okay. Out of cabin, by the way, out of cabin, aka third person is supposed to be both. Do you see two mirrors on the screen, or am I the only one not catching that? It's not two mirrors; it's only the one mirror. There. Okay. So I gotta go to. Wait. You feel. I just got done refueling the truck. I can't fill the truck. What the hell? I just did this and now it's telling me to go do it again. Phil. Oh, good lord, this game is broken now. Seriously, this game's gonna have a serious issue. I just did this. I won't be able to fill the truck up though. I may have to go drive. Oh, sorry, phone. Just tell me my meds are ready. Yeah, so no, it's ready. I'll try to do this. Let's see. What, I leave too early? There. Put a little. It was almost flat empty. Okay, I'm gonna go turn off the engine. Whoa! I don't want it to hit the wall. Okay. I'm not rating that stuff, by the way, because I'm trying to get to where I got the friend drive around so I can see it. Because where I was crashing at, the crashing issue was on the way to Osterhaven and back. Didn't see it on their broadcast, but they were on version of 1.11. And this is version 1.12, because it had been deleting, I guess people saved that I wasn't working, but if that's the case, I think I have the same issue. Had the same issue because I was on old save data, so it wasn't working right on it with that. Why is this guy constantly breaking? It's like constantly break. I got it. You gotta. Oh, we're supposed to keep 6 2 car lengths apart, social distance. Seriously, you could go 50. Go around. A lot more traffic now, so it's more safe to be doing that. I'm hoping going the distance is not going to still be an issue. That was a serious issue. Yeah. Okay, we're talking about. Used to be, you know, go around these guys, but it's not really as easy to do anymore because there's a lot more traffic on the road. At day. Should point this out. That night, it does alter this. You know, later it gets at night, it will change. What road is that down there? I don't know. Some cars coming to my left on there. But this guy shouldn't constantly be hitting the brakes like this. I know that those tractors are slow. I know that. I respect that. That's realistic. And I'm already again going in third person, like, because I'm testing issues. Once I get to really playing, which will be after I test it, because if it's crashing, I gotta think. I will still try to play it, but I'm gonna have to constantly save, constantly save. Off of the fenced off where the toilets were like, wow, that's kind of rude. No way to use a toilet here. So yeah, we gotta do this now. I may be able to shit once I get to Charlie's yard because it now makes me go do it's a thing you get experience, but once I get that I'll see. It's not like it's not even really like it's that big a deal, but I might as well do it actually because it's not that difficult. It's just driving around the block from Charlie. Drivers are more courteous now, though. Pretty much. They're being more respectful. Adults, some have an issue to want to turn into you now, so that's kind of an issue I'm seeing. And they talked about roundabouts. why they're not in the game. They don't think the AI can handle around about. And that was their wording exactly. But there was some good news for multiplayer fans maybe. They haven't thought about it before, but they say maybe later, and that's much later on, by the way. They ain't rolling it out anymore. Right now they're focused on the single player, but they may do it. They're not rolling it out. At least to the other guy, not Mark, but the other guy was mentioning that. But I know it's when they start talking about the police cars, because people asked if maybe police cars would be added. They kind of, all of a sudden, the guy had something in his eye, and he's saying, I'm crying, because you know the lights weren't up there, that where they want them. It's like, okay, I get it, but they never went back to that topic, or like they kind of avoided it. But American trucks, why they're not in the game, they don't know they'll add them because they're too wide. Because the wheelbase on the American is wider than the European. But they may do an expansion, but you may have to pay for it, so keep that in mind. Next patch, I like though the sound of it, and with our button mapping. I've always complained about this, where this is also not being able to use right stick on that, and you have to use a left stick. It's problematic when you're driving. I don't mind the map was on R1, and have the map on R1 and have the radio menu on L1. I'd rather have it like that myself, and use the right stick to control it. I know it's not always an option on wheels, but for those of us who have controllers, this house, it would just be more convenient. So after I get done with this, we'll go really test this game. Get this test run it. Again, I'm here. I like this screen right here, the XP and everything too, because it really is easy to read. Tells you exactly how much you got. I don't think it includes your bonus though, so keep this in mind. I don't think it does include the bonus on that, so parking bonus. This one's gotten a little trickier. It's better time, more time, way more time, but obviously, if you know right where you're going, yeah, I'll give him credit. He was able to drive. And, he's able to drive back into him and stuff. I can't do that from first person. I've tried. I'm not good at it. Of course, he also drives against the arrows. You don't see me do. I used to do. At the start of the game, I was doing it. I got to more don't do that anymore. So we'll probably head that way after this. I think. I don't know. I don't know which way it's going to take me towards Osterhaven. But I really do want to test that. That's the issue I was having. Try to go to Osterhaven and back toward Midham instead of checking out the new garages. And no one not. As if that is fixed, then you're going to see me start. If not, either way, I'm going to be starting fresh. I don't have a choice. I've got to start fresh. It's not on this one. This one I just picked an avatar and went with it. I personally wish there was a. I know, again, this ain't, when I get my official playthrough started again, I'll go do that there, guys, so. Got enough money, I don't worry about the fuel. That's pretty good pay. I know a lot of people, there are some people wish the garage prices, by the way, were 5,000. I'm glad they're not that low, really. So I'm marking there. Originally, I guess the garage was going to be here. So where it's at. I always thought, I don't know what, they mentioned that. I always thought it was going to be where it's at, so. I guess it's kind of like our headquarters or something. It's similar looking to our headquarters. The building. It might be ways to a lot of these buildings like this. So we're heading toward Osterhaven and seeing if it crashes, because that was one of the issues, and if it doesn't, we'll drive back toward Buchanan and then down and see. If it's fixed, then I'll get started on my trucking diaries again, and either way I'm going to be doing it. I just gotta know how often I need to save. Because it was kind of, it's going to be an issue. If it's an issue though, there's a problem because it happened during Andre's mission. One of his missions. Some of you guys want to break check, don't you? Honestly though, there was a comment made about the driving on the game now. They're aware of the issues that the drivers are getting, but it's kind of like real life drivers right now, somewhat. 'Cause, you know, we all know this crazy it is, like we're seeing ahead there, guys just point out. But the way they turn is so, hopefully to fix that, but it's really, really clunky. They don't know when that it's one of the future patches, but not sure when they'll go add the reverse sound to it. That is a issue. There's another issue to address too. The map expansion are aware of. They do want to add that, but they don't know where. I want to mind. There was talk about Arctic expansion, but they also talking, you know, truck companies and hiring drivers and all. My only issue with it is they mentioned this too, is that they'd have to take away from something else to do that. I'd rather get the other issues fixed. Also with the radio, there's a reason they don't have real music, but they only got like 4 songs on it right now. Keep this in mind. But the main reason is you have to pay separate for all that. You know, the licensing, in which a game like GTA, they got a big budget. They could do it. But for a game like this is what they would take their entire price budget for the game would go just trying to get the music rights, which we really don't want to see. Brand companies, brand names, again, that there's a lot of issues with that. One, AI damage wouldn't be able to be done the way they want. They don't want to see dirty trucks, which that's not even in the game, but there's some dirt. Actually, you could showcase this. Sorry to see at night, but this window is a little dirty, so unless that's fixed, I can't tell it's not. But yeah, there's some issues on that with that, but also customization, because they'd have to, you know, only use customized parts, and because I guess if your engine gets too bad, this could happen. They don't want to see their trucks breaking down, because their trucks never break down. Yeah, that's type of stuff. There was also, and this is something I would not mind seeing myself. It really, especially when you got them done with all the story missions, it's basically kind of gave me a concern that I might crash. But the issue then they brought up was collectibles. Someone mentioned this, and they actually didn't mind sound of that, you know, adding collectibles. I wouldn't mind seeing it, especially if it's something that, you know, maybe make it like a customization thing, or maybe like a bobblehead or something, or even maybe this doesn't maybe if you wanted to put another truck in the game, like maybe like kind of like Crew did. One, you know, where you have to go around and find those car parts and build a car. I noticed that you may notice the stuff takes a little longer to appear, like that sign I've seen that with. But yeah, it would also give me a reason to go to certain places on the game map and everything, because there's some parts of the map I don't think I've ever been into. Never really had a reason to go there. I'm okay right now. I should be able to make, once we get to the freeway, which we should be nearing, I should be able to get going faster and get away from the slow moving traffic. Ooh, that was an interesting fact. There's also I think it's a bridge by somewhere by Australia. That's really, I don't know if I've ever been on. I don't know where they were at exactly. I'm not sure. Of course, it does require we actually getting on the freeway. Get around this guy that's been constantly going slow. You're going onto the freeway at the speed he's going to get killed. If he keeps that up, he'd get killed. Yeah, I can't say that really. I've seen him actually come to a complete stop on the freeway. Now to turn, change lanes. Then get speedballs too. That guy, of course, he done it, but some drivers will do that. Oh, don't know. Then catch a look at one time. It don't look like it. You see me braking just because I'm going too fast and I know what turn. I want to try to stay in my lane. We're on constantly flying between lanes. It must be, it's later at night and you will know what the traffic does drastically reduce at night, which is very realistic. You don't see as many cars on the freeway at night. I think it does it a lot during the rain too. I've seen it with the rain. So here's Northern Plains, and we're going to Osterhaven. While I'm bringing this up, this is one area it was crashing out yesterday. Bad. It was really crashing in this area. Hoping I can fix that issue. Test running for you guys. You got the game. You having the same issue. See if it just fixes it. It's drastic change, but it's pretty drastic what I had to do. But that's what you gotta do to fix it. That's what you gotta do to fix it. I don't mind. I was restarting anyway, so it didn't really bother me. I didn't understand if you got a few 100,000 saved up. It's in your game payment. There was a issue they brought up too. Somewhere about bank and loans. I don't know on this game why you would need a loan, but to get, especially to purchase trucks, because even a fleet of trucks, this game, unless they really drastically raise the price of the trucks, I don't see where this is an issue, because they're not that expensive. Even with the need the 40,000 to buy both garages is not an issue. I would have thought maybe where you could do your starting location, but I could understand why that's not in the game, because of course the start of the game you're over in Westerhaven area, so it want to make sense to have a very good pick. Okay, we'll go drive to this, and like I said, so far so good, no issues. There's the garage. Nope, it's 20,000. I know this. Checked it. It's nice building. The door, though, they didn't fix the door. If you notice, it's the same size. And if you pull up by it, you will see what I'm getting at on this. This truck may be okay, but the jaunt and some of the other ones will never fit in that door. Oh, there's one of me. Look at it. You see the window? Look how filthy this thing is. That front window. It's a serious issue. Not an issue. I mean, it's okay, but that's type of stuff like that, you know, a real brand would not want to see on their truck. You gotta have the truck looking pristine. I kind of think it's weird the dimensioning, because certain game like SnowRunner or Mud Runners, don't they have real brand names? And they do. Don't go to sleep because I got a long drive. Shouldn't need the fuel. So we're gonna go to Bycan, see if it crashes on the way to Bycan, and after that Midham, if we get all the way through, then I will end this broadcast and start the next one, which is the official playthrough broadcast, because that'll mean it's fixed. It's looking good so far, guys. But I did have to go extreme measures and delete everything, save all my save data to fix it. Oh boy, that might be an issue. Oh, ain't no one gonna be nice, huh? Ain't no one gonna let me on in here. Oh, kind of maybe because I ain't letting them know I need a turn here. Maybe that's why. There was a little bug that I was seeing over there. It's the mirrors at the turn them off, the outer cabin mirrors to turn back on, because I can't see behind me, but they're not on, obviously. It's awesome. I'm curious I'm going to hit that invisible wall that I hit yesterday. And there's something I hit yesterday. It almost made my truck float. It's a weird thing that happened. Nope, it crashed.